Oh, but basically, what we were going over in the last vid was basically what the sister said. You know, basically when she came home, you know, I and I sistering, what she said when she came home, she said basically goes now we have to understand too the way they try to spin this or play this. You know, they like play like these Wizard of Oz type games with us, but there's something important in what she said, and that's why I want to make these films, basically for the sister Robin Roberts, and thank John in the name of Yehoshua HaMoshiach and the Kedamawi Hala Selassie that she is recovering because of the words that she did say, and I read in her article that she put on there. And I also want to show, the deliberate thing that they try to do, but she's very smart. Sister, I hope you stay on your toes, and you know, I'm sure that Jah can be with you. I hope you recognize Jah, and if you're under any captivity, may He loosen that. You understand? May He loosen all those bands. May He loosen those bands for our sisters and brothers in captivity. So we see here 8:33 a.m. Eastern Time, October 11, 2012, right? Says, there's no place like home, she says, right? And it's Good Morning America anchor Robin Roberts tweeted this morning after 30 days in the hospital. She put, I'm home, praise Yahweh, or praise Elohim, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Ha Beruku, Egezia V'her Yorein Aye, my shepherd, from whom all blessings flow, from whom all Beruku flow, from whom all Beruku flow, the iti, the et, the space, from whom all blessings flow. Thank you and bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you too, sister, bless you too. Miss Roberts, because it says Roberts here. See, you have to watch how the enemy words things, and then we also see the way our sister word, because see, words and grammar is very important. That's why some brothers out there, if you passing a certain type of message about this thing, about the about false concepts, make sure that you know what a false concept is. You understand? Make sure that you know what that is. But anyhow, Miss Roberts, she says, went home Wednesday afternoon, welling up. Well, this is what they say, welling up as she saw the sky. Now you have to understand, listen to some of the things that they say and the way they say things. Okay, it says Roberts, first of all, because they didn't put no Miss Roberts, no anything like that. Roberts went home Wednesday afternoon, welling up, right, as she saw the sky and felt the fresh air, as shown in a video on GMA this morning. Miss Roberts, right? Miss Roberts, that says Roberts rights, right? But it's Miss Roberts, you understand? But then they go put Roberts. We could remember that because what she said about Jah, they probably don't like that. Yahweh Eloheinu, but Yahweh is with you, and we pray for you, and I prayers. In the name of the Yehoshua HaMoshiach Nekeda Maui Halaselassie Beruku, we shall for surely, you understand, in Jah always overcome. You understand? It says, basically Miss Roberts writes on her GMA blog that her battle with rare disorder, right? Me lotus plastic. I don't know if I said that correctly. My lotus plastic, my lodi splastic syndrome, or MDS, isn't over yet, right? So it goes right here. Sister says, far from it. She notes, I am considered 21 days old. Now I want you to just pay attention to what she says, because to me, I took it that something so spiritual in the poetry of her words. I mean, I really feel like the sister is speaking out, and she's saying something. You just got to pay attention to what's being said sometimes. So it's good to read what people say. It's really good that people put their expressions and things they got to say down on paper so that others may be able to interpret. You understand? But it says, I am considered 21 days old, right? That's how long it has been. Now, 21 days, 21, right? Of course, it's 3 sevens, right? That's how long it has been since my transplant, right? Remember, right? Remember when you thought your baby, right? Remember when you brought your baby home for the first time, almost like she's saying, I'm born again. Like I seen the light, I seen more light, you know what I mean? Your precious bundle didn't leave, right? The house. Check this out. She didn't leave the house. And it's not interesting about the house, and when you get into the Royal Amharic and you see the name in the Hebrew is Bereshit, and but in the Amharic it's Bemejameria. Now, it's something interesting about the Amharic, and I was going over yesterday really in detail thinking with the word Bemejameria, right? At the beginning of the Genesis, the beginning, the word Be is in it. Now, Be, you know, in certain Amharic dictionary, you know, like the 1841, that's a certain Amharic dictionary. You know, there are others, and you know, we like to see which ones are righteous and which ones are not. But yeah, if you're able to interpret, read, and comprehend, you may be able to take one such as, I believe, Charles Eisenberg's dictionary, his 1841 Amharic, and you may be able to basically grasp the overall point of view. If it depends, because you can read that dictionary, and I could just tell from an unlearned mind, you could probably hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful, because Eisenberg says certain things that if you don't have an overall, you know, understanding of what's going on and basically what's being said, you could probably misinterpret and really not catch a lot of things. And some things that could be seen to be done on purpose even, and are still being dissected even with that dictionary. And there's others that are, well, like August Dillman and grammar, but that's more of a on a higher level when you get to the grammar, or the Ethiopic grammar by August Dillman, as basically presented by Razi Adonis Teferi or Wyndham Yadon on lionofjudahsociety.org or lojsociety.org on the basically the book page. You know, go check it out, right? Go check it out. Maybe you should try to get you one as soon as possible, any of the books even. But anyway, how Miss Roberts says down here, she goes, your precious bundle didn't leave the house, right? Much, and you were careful that anyone who came in contact with your child was healthy. Now, the thing is about house is Be and Be Mejameria, the word Be in that dictionary, right? The Be basically is referred to bait, right, as in house. Now, the interesting thing about house and what the word federal means, because like one of the Wyndham Razi Adonis just going over in the video I seen on Rastafari Sabbatical. In the video I had seen on Rastafari Sabbatical, how he was going over basically Pharaoh as a title, basically meaning great house. And something interesting, a link with that, and then you have E.T. right now. What is E.T.? What color was E.T., right? He was dark brown, right? Also, you remember that his fingers glow. Now, at the tip of E.T.'s finger, it glowed, right? Now, there's a picture of Jesus, Yehoshua HaMashiach, that some Rastafarian brethren do have where he's making a symbol where his index finger and the next finger next to it are together, and the other two are curled in, and the thumb basically right next to them, almost side by side, where the thumb is placed right next to them. It's almost like a peace sign, but the two fingers are together. That would be making a peace sign instead of separate, but they will be together. Now, interesting enough is that the same you get the same type of thought, right? Or you get the same type of perception with the E.T. Okay, with E.T. or E.T. what they call phone home, and how he used to stick his finger out and it would glow. So you get the Itty, which, you know, like I said, means sister. And then you have the et, or the God particle, which they don't describe in Genesis in the beginning in the modern Masoretic Hebrew. And what they put there is a reshit, right? But really, I'm starting to think, was that actually, I think it was a reshit. I believe it's supposed to be bereshit, actually. Bereshit, because I believe it's the be. They don't want to, but it's the et that they don't want to pronounce, but the be is basically the house. And there's a saying called "There's many mansions in my Father's house," so kind of give you a clue that ultimate house, or that space, or that unmeasurable outer limit, that black space or that black hole. That's E.T. That's the et. That's Jah. That's Yahweh Eloheinu. That's what they call, you know, from the Bircher. That was the shadow in one vid that I did. But anyhow, the sister says some very interesting things. And she goes, your precious bundle didn't leave the house much, and we were careful that anyone who came in contact with your child was healthy. Now, this is interesting. It says this because it's almost as though the spiritual, You understand? The spiritual aspect of the sister, it seems that she's more spiritual now. She's more closer to Jah. She's more closer to Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Ha Baruch. Even if she may not even know the name straight up, but she should get more acquainted with it. We're definitely praying for you, sister. You understand? Because I and I have put that video out on October 5th. You understand? October 5th in the morning, you came to our mind, and then we see that on the 10th in the afternoon yesterday, they were releasing you from the hospital. You know, now this is another one right here, but we want to go back into that one because there's something very, very important about what she had basically said in that one. You understand? Something very important about what she said in this. She said some very touching to I and I. You know, in the name of the Yehoshua HaMashiach, and I could feel her, and I could actually feel the sisters are starting to get ready to light the menorah. The sisters are starting to light the menorah. That's what's happening in this generation. And there's a lot of things in this picture when I see Miss Roberts. It's beautiful as I can use her as an example for all the sisters and for all black women. You understand? It's like we're all, and all the people, the Ethiopian people, it's like we're all fighting this evil, white supremacist, world-dominated cancer. We're all fighting it. We're all fighting it. There's something very beautiful about that. Hopefully, the I and I, as the days go, and praying for this sister, and God bless her, that pray she get better and things like that. There'll be some more information I'll be able to reveal that why this is a so touching situation for me, because it reminds me of a situation I and I have remembered in the past. You understand? And basically, I want to just make my just say, you know, big up to the sister, and God bless, and thank Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Ha Beruku for our black women, our mothers, and our sisters, because without them, there would be no light. There wouldn't be that light, you know. There wouldn't be that light. That light is Yehoshua HaMashiach. That's that sister who puts the Father first, and she doesn't put the motherly or the heavenly aspect above the outer space. She understands that black part of the outer space, which covers and made the heavens, which is the mother aspect, and then the earth, where you get man, and then us three as in one. You understand? And it can be broken down with a fourth aspect, but that's just one theology, one way to look at it. Now, she basically goes down here to say, she says, so I will still be resting away from GMA until I'm given the all clear, right? But sleeping, right? Sleeping in my own bed again feels like a big victory. A big victory, right? What's that song by Bob Marley? I don't wanna wait in bed for your love. Right? How's it go? Something like that? I don't wanna wait in bed for your love. It's something like that. Because my doctors will be monitoring me. My doctors. Now, if you know anything about the name in the Hebrew, if you know that Jah or Exeabihir Fewash is Exeabihir, or God the physician, or God the doctor, basically. God is a doctor. God is basically a physician. And in the Hebrew, you get what you call Yahweh Rapha. Yahweh Rapha, which I believe really is, I really believe it's a race, because the word Ra in Hebrew means evil. But then again, you know what I'm saying, you have Israel, you know what I mean? And that does not mean nothing evil. But then you have Yahweh Rapha, which is basically Jah, or the physician, or God the healer, right? So this is my doctors, right? My doctors, right? Those who pray for her, and the angels, you understand? And Yahweh Eloheinu, because they are one with Jah, his angels, right, who are sent, will be monitoring me closely. And I will, right, I will still be at the hospital regularly, right? I will be at the hospital regularly, in the mansion regularly, in Jah's hospital, right? Regularly, to make sure, praying regularly, sister, make sure you keep praying regularly, to make sure we're on the right, look at that, we're on the right, not the left track, but the right track. I cannot thank, right, look at this, because I'm very interested in this, my success, amazing medical team, amazing medical team. I have a great deal of respect and admiration for how, right, they treat all Look at this. Their patience. Now the interesting thing about patience, when we go into basically what leprosy is, and we're gonna do this presentation is gonna get real live here. We're gonna get real live in this presentation because what we want to do, what we did put in the scripts is interesting because we're gonna branch off from this into another presentation. It's just this touched my heart. This sister walked out because it was beautiful. It's almost as if I really feel as though Jah did hear those prayers. He did hear because, like I said, I put a vid about Miss Roberts out. Miss Roberts, it's called Idolize Hyla. Idolize Hyla, pray for Robin. Idolize Skedamawi Hyla Selassie, pray for Robin, and I did a little vid. You know, for ones who haven't seen, those who might have. But I just wanted to put this vid out just to say that, you know, Yahweh Eloheinu, Jah is real. You understand? Jah is real. Seriously. You understand? But she says, basically here she says they treat all their patients. Their patients. Now, the reason I had stopped at the word patience because we're gonna dwell over on leprosy this time. You understand? And how basically cancer or some certain type of cancers and different type of diseases in the Ethiopic Kabbalah are all displayed as different types of leprosy, basically. And you get a basic note of it from the English and the King James Version. But more detailed perspective in the Hebrew and in the Amharic, but mainly what they call the Ethiopic Kabbalah, or that original Ethiopic receiving of the word in its true or in its origin, from its black and rooted et or etia. It's Etia, Asher, Etia, Asher, right? Or ATH, that ET or itty like sister, but ETH like that black space, that Neberture, that shadow limit, that outer space, that galaxy limit, right? Basically, but we're going to get into the word, right? In the moment with the whole leprosy idea and how ones get leprosy. And we want to pray, you know what I mean? Because there could be leprosy. Certain leprosies are caused by mental illnesses. And it's funny because I remember one of the eyes, like I believe my first vid kind of got me, where the eye was, you know, one of the older prophet brethren, you know what I mean? He basically gave me an up on it, and he was like, you want to see, you know, more vids and stuff. And it was an inspiration to me, even that, you know. But I mean, it's interesting because it's probably one of my vids that right now I say people seen the most of, which is the Metzora, right? But we're gonna get back into that. We're gonna get detailed with that, right, on this one. So anyway, it says patience, right? All their patience with such passion and compassion. So that means that, you know, the way I look at that, it means that ones who are basically who have illnesses, because we all have issues, right? And ones need to pray for